Hey everybody, and welcome to the Functional Fitness Podcast. I'm Johnny.
I'm Graham.
And we are going to talk about
functional fitness post-lockdown. The last time that we did the podcast wasn't yesterday, it was last week. The last time we did the podcast, we chatted about the difficulties that we got into, the ins, the outs of everything that we did post or during lockdown. And now that it appears to be coming to an end, talking about what it's going to be like for functional fitness going forward. So you might be thinking, well, why haven't you released your procedures for getting back to work?
Yeah.
Well, the answer is really, really simple. There are no guidelines in Scotland. There's no date, and although we can anticipate a date, it's very, very difficult. And I use the example of the schools. You know, I got full written confirmation from my children's schools that they were going back a day and a half, then to be homeschooled 2 days with a cleaning day in the middle, only to be rubbished a week later by John Swinney, who unleashed that they were going back full time. So I couldn't help myself but think, at the time that got released, A, ecstatic because my kids are going back full time, but B, what thicko released that? How many millions of pounds were wasted planning something that never actually got used? And this is the reason that we are holding back. I've actually fully written a document that we've all seen. I've had 4 or 5 people quality assure it, read through it, make sure it all makes sense. I actually gave it up to the staff, and we'll probably use quite a bit of it, but we can't fully release it until the guidelines are released. We need to have the guidelines, and then we can make a plan. But what we can do is we can tell you about what we do know is happening, and take it from there.
Yeah, exactly. And just reiterate that from Graham. It's like we just don't know yet, so it'd be foolish, I think, to release those plans. Classic example. Down south they're 1 metre apart. Up here currently it's 2 metres apart. Imagine for a second that we planned to put boxes everywhere, which we kind of did, but they're not down. Only to be told then it's only 1 metre, and we'd have to change it all. So it's just one of those things where we're just having to take our time with it and do our best to communicate with you guys exactly what we're doing, but we're only going to release anything when we're really firm in the knowledge of exactly what we're going to go ahead and do.
You're right. Yeah, so it could be, we talked about one-way system. We probably will use one. Yeah. But we don't know. Boxes, 2 by 2.5 metre boxes that are actually already marked out on the floor here. Yeah, we've marked them out. We might not need them. It might be 1 metre social distancing. Yeah. It might be that, like in England, it's 100 square foot per person with a metre social distancing. It might be that. We might have to talk about airflow. We might have to talk about, God knows what. Yeah. And again, it's very, very simple. There's no point in releasing something that we may have to change further down the line. And literally the day that it gets announced with guidelines, we will be sitting until whatever time, midnight, making up all the rules, and we will we'll go through every single point, and we will talk about how we can help people feel safe and train well when they come back, with hopefully a limited implications on the stuff that they can use and what they can do. But if we look at what we do know, is we know that we are roughly 2 weeks behind in announcements. Yep. So we did think, 25th July, 2 weeks behind that, and we looked at the schools going back with no social distancing. So we would expect to be somewhere in the middle. That's what we would expect. So we know we run roughly 2 weeks behind.
So we're thinking like first week of August.
I would expect so. Yeah.
Okay.
We know that we're going to be doing a nice big deep clean both sites. Yep. Where we're going to be dealing with those mats and the cracks in the mats and making sure that doesn't happen again where we stick them down. We're going to lift them up and make sure it's cleaned underneath. Some of the other points on there. So we're looking at, well, as you can see, The desk here is by the front door. So there's going to be quite a bit of reorganisation in the way that we use the space so that we can have a little bit more operational capacity, so that we can make the classes flow better, so that we can make people feel welcome when they come in the door earlier, so that the experience from somebody walking in the building becomes better immediately. You feel a little bit more at ease when you come here, and you feel like greeted right at the door, which is exactly what we're kind of trying to achieve.
And then also things like, so, you see that wall there's painted a little bit, so we're just going to give the place a good lick of paint. We're going to do stuff like coach development still, so all the things that we were doing beforehand we're going to kind of bring back in a way that's obviously safe, but maintaining all those good things that we had prior to lockdown, because that's one thing that's important to say, is that what we were doing before lockdown wasn't all bad. In fact, it wasn't bad at all. I think we're doing a great job, but it's just about reevaluating things now, going in with these sort of newer systems that we've developed, tying in with the safety that needs to be done, but also things that we felt were maybe suboptimal in the way that we were running, right?
Yep.
What else we got? Fixing machines. So getting all our machines up and running where possible. Obviously, sometimes it's hard to get hold of little bits of kit. I know that like all the what do you call them?
Assault bike parts.
Oh yeah. Like
impossible to get. Can't even ship them from America. So Archie's working very, very hard on making sure all of our machines are up and running. He's our kit man, so he's been designated that task, and he's working really, really hard to get things running and get things back up for us and make sure that we've got all the kit that we can.
Thank you, Archie.
We talked about whether to mention that we're doing a new website. Yes, we're doing a new website. And why mention it in this one? Because this is for our members. So would they necessarily be interested in a new site that people go on to essentially buy memberships? And well, ideally, yes. There is a section on there, a whole section for existing members who can find out our workouts. We have multiple blog and vlog posts out ready to go for when the new site launches. Yep. It's about getting to know our coaches. It's about getting to know our ethos. It's about getting to know the types of food that we would give you to potential recipes. It's about tips on fitness. It's about videos. So there's a whole thing there.
Yeah, we want to add value.
Existing members.
Yeah, we want to add value. You can go to that section. You might learn some stuff. That's a lot of that kind of stuff is going to be quite important for us moving forwards. And then also the new program. So I don't know if you mentioned it in the last one, but we are going back to writing our own program. So we are no longer using NC Fit for that. Back in the day when we did apply that, we did it we did it at the time for a reason. We felt like trying to make other areas of our operations better, but now we're bringing it back because we feel that I think we could just do it the way we want to do it. I think we've got when you write your own program, you kind of write your own narrative, don't you? In that respect. So
So there's many kind of reasons when we looked at this. Reasons for NC Fit. What did it do for us from an operational standpoint versus what we're looking for? So at the time, it gave us literally coach's notes and a video every single day on what the stimulus was, so that every coach could tell you that the stimulus of this workout is fatiguing your legs and doing more work on them afterwards, working through lactate threshold, whatever it may be. That stimulus was fully identified.
Yep.
Scaling back options, fully identified. How you want to coach the workout and how people should be moving was fully identified. Timelines were put on classes so that the coach could stick to the timeline as best as possible, which is one of our slight issues over the years, let's say. But there were certain elements of the NC Fit program that maybe just didn't quite fit with what we believe.
Yeah.
And that's, it doesn't mean
doesn't make it right or wrong.
It doesn't, So
or good or bad, it's just...
We have, I have a laugh with, it's been well documented that, myself and kind of programs and like the way whatever programs design and whatnot. So I fully disagree with whatever, because there's not a single program in CrossFit or functional fitness that has been statistically proven to be better than another one. Therefore, nobody's got the proven method, because otherwise we'd all be using it, right? But what we do know is what we know what we believe is, simplicity.
Yep.
It doesn't need to be a big, massive spiel about what the workout. Two, three items, couplets and triplets are where we live, and then we add on outside of that. And we've got a certain ethos about the way that we like to train, and I think that really shows through in the program. It's exciting. It's classic functional fitness. It's exactly what we want it to be. With the Saturday fun team workout, with the Sunday Metcon, so there's not going to be any barbells on a Sunday. We've got all these exciting things coming back in terms of the program that really, like, I'm getting pins and needles, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. It's going to be brilliant.
I think you're only going to, for the majority, you're going to write a great workout every day. Unfortunately, that's just the truth of it. But if we are genuinely excited about what we write and doing the workouts. For example, we were testing a workout today.
Yep.
I'm excited to bring that to class.
That's going to be brilliant.
So, not telling you what it is, but I'm excited about it, right? I think bringing that kind of good feeling back and excitement back because we're the ones writing the program is going to be a massive part of it, for sure.
So, just to solidify, what are we coming back to? Yes, we're coming back to some rules and some operational changes, but fundamentally, nothing really changes. You come here for class. There will be some dedicated little open gym slots here and there throughout the day and in the evening where you'll get to use the main room.
In the IP, and we're going to go, what we'll probably do, we'll probably go into that a little bit more in a future podcast.
We will, we'll talk about that further down the line. There will still be those different types of classes as you go through the day in terms of, or through the week, like we just talked about, the Saturdays, the Sundays. Monday to Friday will be kind of very much our more kind of structured chunk of program. Saturday, Sunday will be out with those. We're going to be coming back to what I believe a friendly, chatty atmosphere that's more professional. I believe that we're coming back to something that is definitely more rounded, more better designed around the client, more slick service. Some of the stuff we've learned from the groups and being in lockdown. Plus all the other stuff, getting sweaty. Barbells.
People.
Other people.
Humans.
Some new playlists. It's all going off. No country. It's all going to be going off when we come back, and it is very, very, very soon. So stay with us. Thanks for staying with us for so long, and we will be back with a vengeance very, very soon to make your life a misery again.
So this is a short one, guys, and like I say, we just want to touch on some of that stuff. Again, we can't give you loads when we don't know loads. So as soon as that comes out, we will let you guys know. We'll get to work, we'll create the systems and processes, and then we will let you guys know. So it's our commitment to you guys that we will communicate to the best of our ability moving forward. So I think we're going to do this on the regular. So if anything new comes up, then we'll communicate it straight to you guys so that you know exactly what's going on. I think you being in the loop definitely helps in your kind of mindset as well, about coming back to the gym, about still being part of the community.
And being safe. Paramount, being safe.
Being safe.
And we will, one of the things we can guarantee, it will be clean, it will be fresh, it will be refreshed, and it will be looking more aesthetically pleasing. And I, for one, can't wait to get back.
I'm
excited.
God. Okay, guys, well.
All right.
Thanks for joining us on this one, and look out for the next one. Take care. Bye.